ABC's The Ultimate Surfer is going to be here actually in just a couple weeks at the end of the month. So excited for this new reality show. And we're going to be talking to one of the locals that's going to be on this reality show. So this is Kayla Durden. Thank you for joining us.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
From Jack's Beach, that's where you've been surfing for a while now. How long have you been surfing?
So my whole life, pretty much, I grew up in a family of surfers, my dad, my brother. So about 5 years old, my dad took me out and then pretty much took it from there. I loved it as like a free surfer and then kind of took it to like the competitive side. But I would say since I could swim, it's been all surfing.
All right, so tell us a little bit about the show and the audition process.
Yeah, so the show is really a competitive surfer's dream. I have always had aspirations of being a pro surfer, which I've done, but on like a minor level. And the prize is this world tour. You get 3 wildcard spots in the world tour. It's $100,000 to the winner. So of course, as a surfer, you see that and you're like, oh, this is my golden ticket. I mean, for me, getting wildcard spots is everything. So I was like, oh, that's what I want. And I think as soon as I saw that, I actually randomly got tagged on Instagram. Some guy was like, oh, Kayla, you should apply for the show. And I was on my phone. I applied kind of as like, oh, I'm not going to get picked. I'm going to try.
Right.
And then, lo and behold, a couple phone calls later, I find out I get picked. And here we are.
Other than just loving surfing, I mean, why, and that person tagging you, why did you want to be a part of this? I mean, you just thought, hey, I know how to do this. Like, let's just give it a shot.
So for me, the way surfing works is there's, multiple levels to becoming a pro. So there's the world tour and there's the qualifying tour, which I've been on for a couple years. It is really difficult. And as an East Coast surfer, it's nearly impossible to qualify. It's hard to get into events. It's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I usually come home and have to work to kind of pay for the next event. So for me, it was, like I said, it was kind of this golden ticket of here's your shot. There's 7 girls. When I'm competing on the QS, there's 500 girls.
Wow.
So I'm like, I like my odds against other ones versus 500. And I think that was it, is just seeing this opportunity as what it was. And it's a once in a lifetime. You got to kind of go for it. And I think that's what really made me apply.
Well, we're excited that you're going to be representing Jacksonville, Jack's Beach. And I know Austin Klaus also is going to be on the show, but his flight got delayed. So unfortunately you get to meet him, but I'm sure you worked with him a little bit. Don't give anything away. What has been the most challenging part on the show?
I would say just from like a TV perspective, like I think being on TV the entire time, being mic'd up, kind of forgetting you're mic'd up, like, oh gosh, like what did I just say? And I think too is I've always kind of proclaimed like, oh, I think I deserve to be here. So being in that really spotlight, letting people kind of come and go and say what they want about your surfing and all that. I think just putting yourself out there in that situation is not easy. But it's what I signed up for. So
what can we all expect?
The show is going to be insane. It is some of the best surfing I've ever seen, some of the most talented athletes I've ever seen. There'll definitely be some alliances and rivalries and friendships and all that. There'll be a little bit of drama, which everyone loves. And just a lot of really good surfing.
Well, I'm really excited to see it. I will admit I have never surfed a day in my life. I'm a little bit afraid of sharks. I would love to try it, but any tips for someone who's never surfed before?
The good thing about being in Florida is if you try it, the waves are always small. So if we're gonna go when this thing ends, we're gonna go surfing. But
okay,
I would say it's so fun, and what's so cool about these wave pools is making it accessible to everyone. So I think just have fun with it. Surfing is still so fun for me, even though it kind of became a job, and it is a job. It's still the most fun thing I get to do. So if you get a chance to go, you should.
I'll have to take you up on that then. Okay, so it's a 2-night series premiere, August 23rd and 24th on ABC. I cannot wait to see this. I love reality shows, and now bringing in that surfing element. I mean, surfing was in the Olympics for the first time, and a woman won the gold for us. I mean, how exciting, right? Really quickly, is that something you potentially want to do?
I mean, the problem in the U.S. is there's so many good girl surfers, and it's the top 2 girls qualify. So if I ever was even in the conversation for the Olympics, I would love to go represent the USA. But, Chris and Moore holding it down this year is pretty big time for U.S. surfing. With the show coming in, it is the coolest year to be a surfer.
Well, good luck on the show. And also, what do they say? I mean, I know like hang 10, like what are some of the things that you say?
You can say hang 10.
I clearly don't know.
No, I don't know. I feel like surfers make a lot of weird sounds, so I don't even know. I can't do it. Like a lot of like hand signals, and I can't even think of a good surfing one, but hang 10's a good one.
Okay, well, hang 10. And if you'd like to see this segment again or get more information, go to firstcoastliving.net.